That was that for the grammar section with prepositions. There's a lot more of practice and study material available at our physical branches. Please make sure to come contact us, study with us, stay in Indore. It is the best city to be in, the best place in the world. Alright, I do not want you to lead a life of sycophancy. Sycophancy मतलब चाटुकारिता. चाटुकारिता मतलब flattery. वही कि जो जी हुजूरी कर रहा है. Sycophancy. Alright. Now we have in India, it has become easy to attack cultural artifacts these days. Attack, assault. Attack and assault, same thing. Assault rifle, you must remember from that. Avtomat Kalashnikov 47. A local court granted bail to the criminal on Thursday. Granted means allowed bail. Alright. So third C, allowed bail. Fourth, the judge told that he would analyze the evidence and then deliver the verdict. Deliver means pronounce the verdict here. Pronounce मतलब घोषित करेगा. Verdict जो है उसका final judgment जो है वो deliver करेगा. Deliver, pronounce. 5. The growth and development of the peasant movement was indissolubly मतलब बहुत कड़े रूप से linked, firmly linked with the national struggle for freedom. बिल्कुल जुदा ही नहीं किया जा सकता उनको. Weather conditions have been improving, becoming better, obviously. No doubt there, I think. The confusion on the interlocutor's face was gratifying. Interlocutor is interlocution. Elocution is stating. Interlocution is talking to each other. So dialogist, again, dialogue. Writing dialogue. Dialogue means between two people. Monologue between one person. So dialogist, person who's talking or writes dialogue, whatever. Yes. So he spends his money lavishly. Lavishly मतलब दिल खोल के, generously, munificently. All right. Next we've got the government's new policies will come into force from the next fiscal year. Fiscal, financial year. April से शुरू होता है जो फाइनेंस के जो कुछ स्टूडेंट्स होंगे उनको पता होगा शायद, अगर हैं कुछ तो जिन्होंने किया है कॉमर्स या थोड़ा सा भी 11th 12th में whatever. Now, abundant food was available for the soldiers. Abundant means plentiful, बहुत सारा, पर्याप्त, काफी, plentiful. So 10th is B. Alright. Now we got antonyms. The country's economy must be geared to wartime requirements. Geared to wartime requirements मतलब उसकी ओर उसके साथ समता में होनी चाहिए, synchronization में होनी चाहिए, उसके साथ related to होनी चाहिए उससे. तो unlinked हो जाएगा यहाँ पे antonym कि बिल्कुल उससे कोई तालमेल ही नहीं हो. तो गेयर्ड टू मतलब उसे तालमेल हो कि वॉर टाइम में जो चीजें आवश्यकता होंगी जब युद्ध के समय में उस हिसाब से कंट्री की अर्थव्यवस्था चलनी चाहिए. Why does fire attract insects? Attract, repel. आपने मैग्नेटिज्म में पढ़ा होगा साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स ने कम से कम कि अट्रैक्ट और रिपेल दो ऑपोजिट्स होते हैं. द पार्टी वाज एक्सीलेंट एंड आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक ऑल द पीपल कंसर्न्ड अनइन्वॉल्व्ड. तो जो पीपल कंसर्न्ड है मतलब जो पीपल इन्वॉल्व थे, यहाँ पे कंसर्न मतलब चिंतित से मतलब नहीं है यहाँ पे. To all the people concerned मतलब all the people involved जिनके कोई मतलब था इस चीज से. अनइन्वॉल्व हो गया वो बिल्कुल मतलब ही नहीं है जिसको इन्वॉल्व ही नहीं था जो. 14th he is very serious by temperament. Temperament means nature. So he is very trivial. Trivial हो गया not serious. He is very trivial by nature. Trivial not serious. So serious का exact opposite है trivial. But ऐसे use नहीं करते. It is very trivial by serious. By temperament we can say he is very careless or he is very jovial by temperament. Trivial ज्यादातर हम लोग matters के लिए use करते हैं. Serious matters, trivial matters. But again, it is an opposite, so it is the correct answer. There are a few miscellaneous items. Miscellaneous means mixed. So the opposite of mixed is homogeneous, not mixed. One, you'll remember homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. So 15C is the correct answer. Homogeneous mixture like a salt mixed completely in water. Heterogeneous mixture like sand in water. I'm sure you guys will remember. Due to the postal strike, the outgoing mail. So outgoing obvious opposite is incoming. Outgoing बाहर जाने वाला, incoming अंदर आने वाला. Outgoing call, incoming call. कॉल सेंटर इंडस्ट्री से अगर किसी का नाता है तो उसको समझ में आएगा, नहीं भी है तो समझ में आएगा. अपनी कॉल्स करते हैं भाई, आउटगोइंग इनकमिंग कॉल होती है. He had a fine ear for music. Fine मतलब बड़ा बारीक, तो कोर्स हो जाएगा यहाँ पे. कोर्स की बड़ा नहीं मतलब अच्छा नहीं, उसको नहीं समझ में आती थी म्यूजिक के बारे में. तो 17 का सी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. 18 देयर इज नो लाइकनेस बिटवीन हिम एंड हिज ब्रदर. लाइकनेस मतलब एक जैसा दिखना. लाइकनेस यहाँ पे वो मतलब नहीं है कि उनको पसंद है एक दूसरे के. लाइकनेस मतलब एक जैसे का एक जैसा होना. कोई भी उनमें सिमिलैरिटी नहीं है. लाइकनेस का ऑपोजिट क्या हो जाता है? डिससिमिलैरिटी. डिससिमिलैरिटी. अगर लाइकनेस और डिसएफिनिटी का मतलब ना पसंद करना, पर लाइकनेस का मतलब ये नहीं है कि पसंद करना, लाइकनेस का मतलब होता है कि एक जैसा होना, कोई लाइकनेस उनमें कोई सिमिलैरिटी नहीं है, तो ऑपोजिट हो गया डिसिमिलैरिटी। 18th सी। नाउ कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी इन द वर्किंग प्लेस इज गुड फॉर बिजनेस। डाइवर्सिटी मतलब भाई अलग अलग चीजें, भिन्नता, भिन्नता का ऑपोजिट क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पे, यूनिफॉर्मिटी की एक जैसा है सब कुछ, भिन्न नहीं है, 19 का एक हो जाएगा ये। 20th द कंपनी वाज लिक्विडेटेड विद इन 5 years। लिक्विडेटेड मतलब खत्म कर दी गई, उसको लिक्विफाई कर दिया, लिक्विफाई सारे एसेट्स बेच दिए, पैसा वैसा सब बहा दिया। सो बहाया नहीं मतलब लिक्विफाई, liquid assets are assets that you can quickly send from one person to another, that can quickly flow through the economy. That is why they're called liquid. Liquid because they can flow, like currency, cash, like liquid asset. Maybe gold coins and silver coins could also be liquid assets. All right, so liquidated मतलब बर्बाद हो गई कंपनी, बेसिकली बिग भाग के बर्बाद हो गई। तो फ्लरिशिंग यहाँ पे ऑपोजिट है उसका, फ्लरिशिंग मतलब चल रही है, बढ़िया चल रही है, खूब चल रही है। All right, so 20th C. Now we got 21st, spotting errors. So he made, yes. The politician lost face in his constituency when he broke the pre-election promises he had made to his people. Promises he made to his people. So he had made, lost face when he broke the pre-election promises he had made to his people. That is the correct tense for here. C is the correct option. At the request of the defense attorney, the jury were called and the individual verdicts were recorded. 22nd, there will be no fault. You might feel that the jury is a singular and should be was called, but because their individual verdicts were recorded, individually उनको consider किया जा रहा है, इसलिए no fault. Frank Lloyd Wright has been acclaimed by colleagues as the greatest. The greatest. You'll remember this from adjectives. You'll remember this from tenses. You'll remember this. We'll also do this once again in conditional sentences later with conjunctions as well, when we do subordinating conjunctions, of how we have to make sure that one phase of that sentence is in perfect tense, perfect past, and the other is in the simple past, when the simple past is being talked about and the perfect past has already happened. So he had already made the promises which he broke, and when the people lost faith in his constituency, in his lost trust in him. This is from adjectives, this is from nouns, and even subject verb agreements. You'll remember we did cover this in the first or second lecture. If you do not, please go revisit. You'll find them there. It's there for posterity's sake now. In my younger days, I could run 4 miles at a stretch. In my younger days, I could run 4 miles at a stretch. Perfect. Because in my younger days past, so could should also be past. D. The owner as well as the servants is honest. Yes, very good. We're talking about the owner. The owner is the main subject here. If we're putting as well as, we will not change the, that will not change the number of the main subject. The number is still singular, so is honest is correct. No error in this as well. Alright, let's do idioms and phrases. Cry over spilt milk. Cry over spilt milk मतलब जो चीज ऐसी बर्बाद हो गई जिस पे आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते, उसके ऊपर फर्जी में रोना नहीं चाहिए. तो complaining about a loss in the past, कि जो हो चुका है, जो नुकसान, अब उसका कुछ हो नहीं सकता है, उसके ऊपर आप गिरी गया दूध, बही गया तो छोड़ो, बिल्ली बुलाओ, पिलाओ और खत्म करो काम, पुण्य कमाओ. Cut the mustard. Alright, to cut the mustard means to come up to expect, कि आपसे अगर कोई अपेक्षा रख रहा है किसी चीज को करने की अपेक्षा और आप खरे उतरे, खरा उतरना is called cut the mustard, to come up to expectations. Devil's advocate, हमेशा वो व्यक्ति जो हमेशा काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट प्रेजेंट करता है, हमेशा आपको विपरीत आपके बोलेगा, चाहे आप कुछ भी बोलो वो उस चीज के विपरीत बोलेगा सिर्फ इसलिए क्योंकि उसको विपरीत बोलने में मजा आता है. That's it. वो डेविल्स एडवोकेट, वो शैतान का लॉयर है. वो डोंट काउंट योर चिकन्स बिफोर द एग्स हैव हैच्ड, मतलब वो हवाई किले ना बनाना, हवाई महल ना बनाना उसको कहते हैं. तो डोंट मेक प्लान्स फॉर समथिंग दैट माइट नॉट हैपन, कैसे प्लानिंग ना करो उन चीजों की जो शायद हो ना सके. गिव द बेनिफिट ऑफ द डाउट, मतलब कि मान लो अगर कोई कुछ कह रहा है तो आप उसकी बात मान लो, उसको झूठा ना बोलो. रिगार्ड समवन एज इनोसेंट अंटिल प्रूवन अदरवाइज, जब तक प्रूफ ना हो जाए कि वो गिल्टी है तब तक उसको आप इनोसेंट मानो. Alright, so that was that for our grammar section today. Let's continue with the question paper solving from the previous day. We did till question 30. We did all of these idioms and phrases. I'm sure you remember. If you do not, please go and revisit that lecture as well. Let's start with the ordering of the sentences. Ordering of the sentences में याद रखिएगा कुछ strategies हैं. हमेशा options के साथ options पर नजर रखते हुए question को देखिएगा कि कौन से यहाँ पे शुरू हो रहा है, जैसे पी, पी, क्यू और एस आर से शुरू हो ही नहीं सकता, सो पहले ही मान लीजिएगा कि आर से तो मतलब ही नहीं है शुरू होने का। एंड में देख लीजिए एस आर, एस और क्यू है, पी से खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, तो पी से इट कैन नॉट एंड। यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट दिस क्विक piece of information, these pieces of data, as quickly as you can gather as many pieces of data without spending too much time on that, that is what we are trying to practice. For that, you need to practice every day 5 or 10 questions as such. For that, again, if you can arrange for your own notes well enough. If not, please come and contact us here directly. We have all the resources ready for you at Ma Tutorial in Indore. Let's check now what the answer of this could be. The subsidiary alliance system is extremely advantageous to the British. Now, why was it advantageous? Maybe they can talk about that. So either it could start with P, Q or S. Let's start with P. They could now maintain a large army at the cost of Indian states. That seems like something that could follow it, because that is why it was advantageous to them. They could maintain a large army at the cost of Indian states. Then after that, let's see whether it is Q or S. What makes more sense? Or can it start with either Q or S? We've got, if any war occurred in the territories, it doesn't make sense, either of the British ally or the Britishers. This enabled them to fight wars far away from their own territories. They control the defense. So P, either of the British ally of the Indian states. If any war occurred in the territories, it seems P, Q, R, S seems to be the best option here. A, and let's just make sure once again by double checking, and if you have time you can also cross check with other options and see that none other makes sense. Anywho, so P, S, Q, R, let's see. So they could now maintain a large army at the cost of Indian states. This enabled them to fight wars far away from their own territories. If any war occurred in the territories either of the British ally or of the Britishers, they control the defense and the foreign relations of the protected ally. So P, S, Q, R, B seems to be the best option here. Why is it not P, Q, R, S? Let's check that. They could now maintain a large army at the cost of Indian states if any war occurred in the territories either of the British ally or the Britishers. This enabled them to fight wars far away from their own territories. They controlled the defense and the... So we are talking about wars here. First we will introduce which wars, and then if any war occurred in the territories. That is why S will precede Q and R. B would be the best option in this case. Alright, let's try the next one. 32. In reality, by signing a subsidiary alliance, an Indian state virtually signed away its independence. I am sure if you're doing your general awareness, your history section, you would know what subsidiary alliance system was and who it was introduced by. If you do not, please check that as well. General awareness really is not under my ambit as of now. Alright, so let's see what we can start with. Either P, R, or Q. Q has two options. Let's check Q. It lost the right of self-defense. Yes, it did. Of maintaining diplomatic relations with its neighbors and of settling its dispute. Yes, so Q, R, P, S. It's not an option, but it starts with Q for sure. Either of these. Either it's QPSR or QSRP. Let's see QPSR. It lost the right of self-defense, of maintaining diplomatic relations with its, yes, QP, and of settling its disputes with its neighbors. Alright, the QPSR. I think this makes the most sense. QSRP, it lost the right of self-defense and of settling its disputes with its neighbors, of maintaining. No, and should be in the third case. So QPSR makes the most sense. C is the correct option here. These are such questions that the correct answer of which is very easily figured out without any prep as well. Mostly you must work on your comprehension, a lot of practice of these questions if your comprehension is already strong. If not, then please be reading books. Try reading, if your English is at an average level already, try going through the Hindu newspaper every day. If not, then start with the Times of India and then gradually move on to the Hindu, I suppose. But you must practice your comprehension because that is what they are checking. And then there are some other strategies as well. I'll teach you in conjunctions. Right now we are looking at conjunctions. If there are any conjunctions or any obvious pairs that these two will definitely come together. For example, here we saw that and has to be at the end of a list. So we have to end it with S. We cannot have S in the beginning. That is why we knew C was the correct option. So all these strategies combined together help us in solving these questions. Alright, look at the 33rd now. A mighty popular revolt broke out in northern and central India in 1857. It did. Alright, so it's... And we have R, P, S, Q. So it can start with either of them. It has to end with either Q or S. All right. Will it end with Q or S? Millions of peasants, artisans, and soldiers fought heroically and wrote a glorious chapter. It began with the mutiny of the no, but soon engulfed wide regions and involved the masses. This can, yes. So it can end with Q. It will either be A or C. It can't end with S because S cannot follow S. It cannot be preceded by S cannot precede S6. S6 cannot follow S. It began with the mutiny of the millions of peasants, artisans, and soldiers fought heroically. Doesn't make sense. But soon engulfed the wide regions and involved the masses. Full stop. Millions of peasants. That makes sense. Now it began with the mutiny of the sepoys. So S and P is an obvious pair, right? SP is an obvious pair, and you will see out of the ones ending in Q, SP as an obvious pair is only in A. So RSPQA would make the most sense. Let's just cross check. RSPQ and nearly swept away. So mighty revolt broke 1850 and nearly swept away the British. Makes sense. RSPQ, it began with the mutiny of the sepoys or the Indian soldiers of the company's army, but soon engulfed wide regions have involved the masses. Millions of peasants, artisans, soldiers fought heroically and wrote a glorious chapter. So A would make the most sense here, and that is how you go through these questions. Let's do the 34th. The Indian civil service gradually developed into one of the most efficient and powerful civil services in the world, and it still is. We call our country poor. People call it a third world country, but we see that people become सरकारी नौकर here for power and prestige. जिस देश में लोग सरकारी नौकर बनते हैं पैसों के लिए और पावर के लिए, वो देश गरीब कैसे हो सकता है, मुझे ये समझाओ। और सरकारी नौकरी मेरे अनुसार एक बीमारी है, मानसिक बीमारी, सबसे बड़ी मानसिक बीमारी हमारे देश की। जिसको लगती है उसका दिमाग तो खराब होता ही होता है, उसके साथ साथ उसके पूरे खानदान का दिमाग खराब हो जाता है। प्लीज आप लोग ऐसा ना करना। आप में से कोई भी अगर सरकारी नौकर बनता है तो सेवा योग से बनिएगा, बत्तियों में घूमने के लिए ना बनिएगा प्लीज, कि लाल बत्ती मिल जाए, नीली बत्ती मिल जाए, हमें दिमाग खराब करके रखा लोगों ने। एनीवे, let's see. The Indian civil service gradually developed into one of the most efficient and powerful civil services in the world. We can either start with PQ, RS can start with either of them, all of them, any of them. Though these qualities obviously serve, doesn't make sense. Can't start with S6, obviously it can't start with S6. And though these qualities obviously serve British and not Indian interest, qualities, we're talking about qualities. Which qualities? Independence, integrity, and hard work are qualities. Alright, so we can end with Q maybe. SPRQ, let's try. Its members exercise vast powers. Yes, they did. And often participate in the making of policy. Yes, they did. They developed certain traditions of independence, integrity, and hard work. Though these qualities obviously serve British and not Indian interests. And still do. Not really, not really. So 34th D is what makes the most sense here. 34D is the correct option here. Alright. Let's do the last one for this 35th. Then we'll do a little bit of comprehension. 35th. The ruin of Indian handicrafts was reflected in the ruin of the towns. Ruin मतलब खंडर, किसी चीज जैसे बर्बाद हो रखी है कोई जगह, वहां पे खंडर है, उसको ruins कहते हैं. Alright, let's see. You can either start with P, SS or Q. Let's see if we can start with. So centers were developed and laid waste. The ruin of Indian handicrafts reflecting the ruin of the towns and cities famous for their manufactures. Dhaka, Surat, Murshidabad, many other rising industrial cities which had withstood the ravages. So SQ is an obvious pair. देखो, cities which had withstood the ravages. Withstood what? The ravages. Yes, makes sense. So withstood मतलब सहना, ravages मतलब उसके हमले, उसका शोषण एक तरह से. So withstood the ravages of war and plunder, failed to survive British conquest. Makes sense. So SQRP. I think 35th B makes the most sense, and yes, indeed, 35th B SQRP is the correct option. Yeah. See, the ruin of Indian handicrafts is reflected in the ruin of the towns and cities which are famous for their manufactures. Cities which had withstood the ravages of war and plunder, failed to survive British conquest. Dhaka, Surat, Murshidabad, and many other rising industrial centers were developed and laid waste. So the entire first world wealth is based on whatever was exploited and stolen away from my ancestors. So all of Europe, if anybody there is listening, I'm coming for you. The rule of the road. Let's do passage again. My suggestion is always read the question first. You will know then what you are getting into for the passage. You won't go in blind. Like you're preparing for your examination right now, you're not going in blind. You already know what kind of questions show up and you're preparing particularly for it. Similar in a mini way inside the passage before going in. blind without knowing anything what the passage is about, first read the questions. That will give you a little inkling of what the passage is already about and what they're going to ask you. So you're approaching the passage with a purpose. You're approaching it with an idea of what you want to figure out from it. According to the author, the rule of the road implies. So there is a rule of the road, whatever it implies. The author thinks that when a policeman signals you to stop on a crossing road, he is alright. So there is a policeman as well. Some signals, some roads, something. The author is of the view that there is a view of the author. The author holds that. Author is very important here. The most suitable title of the passage would be, alright, love it. Let's see now. The rule of the road means that in order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everybody must be curtailed. Yes. So हर सब कोई आजाद हो सके तो हर किसी को बंधन में आना होगा. हर किसी की आजादी के लिए हर किसी को बंधन में आना होगा, क्योंकि हर किसी की आजादी अनार्की हो जाएगी. So that is what the rule of the road implies. Regulating traffic, principle on which the road is constructed, unrestricted freedom for all. No. Restricted individual freedom to ensure freedom for all. That is the correct answer. That is what the rule of the road implies. 36th. Yes, indeed. Alright. Now the author thinks that a policeman signals you on the road. Alright. Policeman signal. When the policeman, say, at a road crossing, steps into the middle of the road and puts out his hand, he is the symbol not of tyranny but of liberty. Yes. वो आपको जो रोक रहा है पुलिसमैन, वो अपनी पावर से टिरानिकल नहीं हो रहा है, वो आपके ऊपर तानाशाही नहीं कर रहा है, वो लिबर्टी इंश्योर कर रहा है कि अब ट्रैफिक सही से चल सके और हर कोई एंजॉय कर सके उस चीज को. तो कभी भी आप अगर कुछ चीज करने वाले हो, अपने आप से यही पूछें कि हर कोई अगर यही करने लगे तो क्या समाज चल पाएगा. अगर आपको सही और गलत का कभी भेदभाव समझना हो कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो सही है कि गलत है, अगर ये प्रश्न आपके अंदर से उठे तो बस यही पूछिए कि हर कोई अगर ये करने लगे तो क्या काम चल पाएगा. अगर चल पाएगा तो वो चीज सही है, अगर नहीं चल पाएगा तो यू कैन कंसिडर दैट थिंग इज नॉट करेक्ट फॉर यू or for the society. Alright, so let's see. Yes, protecting the liberty of all to use the road. C is the correct option here. 37C. He is protecting the liberty of all to use the road. He is protecting everybody else from you by making you follow the rules. So you must understand that. 37C. Alright, you've submitted to a curtailment. Curtailment मतलब curtail मतलब कम करना किसी चीज को, restrict करना of private liberty in order that you may enjoy a social order which makes your liberty a reality. भाई जो एक सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में हम लोग आते हैं कि भाई हम नहीं एक दूसरे से झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे, वायलेंस नहीं प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, चोरी नहीं करेंगे, इत्यादि इत्यादि. एंड दैट इज व्हाई सोसाइटी फंक्शंस. We have both liberties to preserve, our individual liberty and our social liberty. That is, we must have a judicious mixture of both. I shall not permit any authority to say that my child must go to this school or that shall specialize in science or arts. These things are personal. But if I say that my child shall have no education at all, then society will firmly tell me that my child must have education whether I like it or not. तो भाई मेरा बच्चा क्या पढ़े, कहाँ पढ़े, ये आप ना बताएं मुझे, पर पढ़े ये तो डेफिनेटली निश्चित करना चाहिए सोसाइटी को कि हर बच्चा पढ़ रहा है, कि हर किसी को शिक्षा मिल रही है. The author is of the view that we should have absolute individual liberty without any restrictions. No. Have everything controlled by the society with any idea? No. Try to strike a sensible balance between our individual liberty and our social liberty. Yes. So that is what seems to be the best option here. More of social liberty than no. He's saying we have to strike a sensible or judicious. So the word he used in the passage was judicious. So judicious means मतलब justice, based with justice, based with the judiciary, sensible, balanced. That's something that is not partial, something that is unbiased, impartial. Yeah. All right. Now here the author holds that educating or not educating his child is a matter of personal liberty. No, that is not a matter of personal liberty. Educating or not educating is also a matter of social liberty. No, it is not. Choosing the school of a child is a matter of social. No. Choosing subject of study is a social. No. What? Personal. Educating or not educating his child is also a matter of social liberty. Social liberty is, that means that as a society, what are you free to do or not free to do? So I think 39th B is the best option. That indeed is. The most suitable title of the passage would be, yes. Policeman at road crossing doesn't make sense. Laws of the road doesn't make sense. Education of children, not really. That's just an example. Importance of liberty or what liberty is, that is the exact meaning of this passage. Alright, next passage again. Consider the following statements. We have 4 statements. Tiny bats, tiny bat, lost direction. We read R, gone wrong. Entertain the author, skill in flying. Talking about bats. The bat entered the room. There's a bat. We're talking about bat in this. Alright. After comparing the habits of the tiny bat with the other bats, the author, tiny bat and other bats called the tiny bat interesting visitor. There's an interesting visitor. This means, what according to you can be the most suitable title for the passage? Let's see now. Let's read the passage. My most interesting visitor comes at night when the lights are still burning. A tiny bat who prefers to fly in through the open door and will use the window only if there is no alternative. His object in entering the house is to snap up the moths that cluster around the lamps. All the bats I have seen fly fairly high, keeping near the ceiling, but this particular bat flies in low, like a dive bomber, zooming in and out of chair legs and under tables. Once he passed straight between my legs. Has his radar gone wrong, I wonder, or is he just plain crazy? Alright, now consider the following statements. The tiny bat flew in low like a dive. Yes, he did. Was it a tiny bat though? All the bats he fell. Tiny bats. Here's the object. A tiny bat, yes. So tiny bat flew in low with a dive bomber. It did. Bat, like all bats, kept near the ceiling. No, it did not. It has lost direction because the radar has gone wrong. Maybe. It wants to enter the author with its skill of flying. Maybe. Alright. Which of the statement made you attribute from the information given? Alright, so only one. Everything else cannot be assumed because all of them are maybe. This is absolutely false. This is the only thing that we know for sure to be true from the passage. So, one only. 41st is the answer. Now we go to 42nd. The bat entered the room because there was no alternative, or to eat the moths around the lamps. As it had gone mad, it preferred to fly in through the open door. I need to eat the moths around the lamp is what all the bats came in for. It states so in the passage, to eat the moths. वो जो तितली जैसे तो नहीं होते, तितली मतलब ugly और butterflies. They are उनको हम लोग ततैया कहते हैं शायद. नहीं परवाना कहते हैं उर्दू में. I think that is what it is. Moths are called. They seek lights. They seek the light of the lamp and the lantern as well. Those are moths. Alright. After comparing the habits of the tiny bat with those of the other bats, the author was sure that the bat had lost its direction, not sure of its preference, surprised to find it was an expert flyer, unable with the correct explanation for its behavior. Alright. So we'll see. He wasn't sure what the bat was. Was he wrong? What was wrong with him? So he was unable to give the correct explanation for its behavior. That is the best answer here. The author calls the tiny bat an interesting visitor. This means the bat visits him right. The bat is interested in the moths. This bat has peculiar qualities. The bat surprised him by zooming in and out like a dive bomber. So he has peculiar qualities. That is what the author is trying to say, that he was an interesting visitor. He was a peculiar one. He was the eccentric one. He was not the common one. He was not the general one. He was not the average one. He was different. What, according to you, can be the most suitable title for the passage? Someone visits me. My nocturnal visit. Nocturnal means someone that doesn't sleep at night. So this is the best one here, nocturnal, because bats are nocturnal. Nocturnal means animals that do not sleep at night, that wake up during the night when the sun is down and hunt and live at that time, and sleep during the day when the sun is up. Those are nocturnal creatures. Alright, now we got the last section, fill in the blanks. The tired traveler dash on in the hope of finding some resting place. Alright, plodded on. So for 46th it is plodded on, because strolled होता है leisurely, बहुत आराम से चलना. scurried मतलब चूहे की तरह जल्दी जल्दी भाग जाना. paraded तो मतलब strict march होता है. यहाँ पे tired लिखा है तो plodded मतलब भारी उससे पैरों से चलना. The car was damaged beyond repair in the ghastly or nasty accident. So we'll use nasty accident in the nasty accident. बहुत भयंकर, भयानक, nasty, जो देखने में दहशतगर्द, nasty accident. They gave a dash dinner to celebrate the occasion, which impressed every guest. Sumptuous. Sumptuous, austere होता है बड़ा, strict, कम खर्चे वाला. Public भी कोई मतलब नहीं है, summary कोई भी मतलब नहीं है. Sumptuous मतलब एकदम बढ़िया खान पान, बढ़िया शाही दावत. Sumptuous dinner. So 48th will have C as the answer. 49th. Once the dash manuscript is read by the publishers, it is typed in double space on the complete manuscript. Not the total manuscript, not the full manuscript, the complete manuscript. The complete piece of work. Your complete homework, yeah? Complete manuscript. Alright, I am used to standing in queue. So I am used to, here used to is the modal used to, and you will check that in the verbs basics lecture. You can go back and revisit and see what used to means. That I am used to, मतलब उसके आदी हूँ मैं, तो I am used to, उसके बाद gerund लगेगा, उसके बाद ing form लगेगा. 50th का I am used to standing in queues. That's that for our lecture today. I hope you learned something new. Make sure to like, share and subscribe if you did. I'll see you in the next one.